time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.
Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a belt. Left field, way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions.
Touch them all, Joe. Those are the magical moments your Toronto Blue Jays will be looking to recreate tonight. Back-to-back World Series wins, sending our city into celebration mode. Fast forward now more than 3 decades to Halloween night 2025. Your Jays are on the verge. Will they shed the demons that have plagued the team since the 90s? The players and much of the city cautiously confident that this will be their year.
It's the same group of guys each and every day that continue to put the work in, continue to compete, continue to rely on each other.
Anybody can beat the Dodgers, it's the Blue Jays.
So I feel really good about this team every night, you know what I mean?
They said the Dodgers were going to kill us. Not happening.
We have some amazing human beings in this clubhouse.
We have better pitching, better first baseman. Like, Bly's going to lead us the whole way.
I born ready, and I want it all for this city.
Vladdy wants it all, and so do we. Good evening, I'm Dwight Drummond. We are outside Rogers Centre, where in just under 2 hours, your Toronto Blue Jays will take to the field, looking to bring back World Series glory to this city. Let's go straight to our Greg Ross. He's been with us from the very beginning of this incredible run. And Greg, you and many Blue Jays fans followed this team to New York, Seattle, and LA. Now we're home. We're in Toronto. The championship trophy will be awarded either tonight or tomorrow night in our city. Greg, what a moment for our team and our town.
It is quite the moment, Dwight. I have to warn you, I'm looking over my shoulder here because the Los Angeles Dodgers are taking batting practice. I'm right down the left field line here, and we almost got hit by a baseball, like just moments before we came to air here. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled for that. We could get a viral moment. I'm gonna hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, this is an incredible moment. The buzz in the air is just amazing right now. We've felt this before, but it's been 32 years for this Blue Jays team. And you showed that Joe Carter home run. He hit it into the bullpen here in left. Now, obviously, the home run fence here has changed. Things are different at the Rogers Centre, but it was right down this line that Joe Carter hit that home run 32 years ago this month to win the Blue Jays the World Series. That was also in 6 games. In fact, the Blue Jays have won 2 World Series. I'm going to continue to look over my shoulder. You have to understand, this is dangerous stuff we're doing right now. But yes, both of the Blue Jays World Series victories came in Game 6. It's Game 6 tonight in the 6th. I think that's a good omen, Dwight. I think that's a good omen. These fans are excited. It's also Halloween night, so you got some great costumes. Show us the costumes, guys. Show us the gloves that light up. Everybody, these kids came ready to go. They've got their Blue Jays jerseys on, and they got their, what are you dressed up as?
I'm dressed up as a Soul Taker. It's basically a Grim Reaper, but better.
Okay, Grim Reaper, but better, and you look like a skeleton. Is that what you are?
Yeah.
All right, he's a skeleton. Anybody here upset that you're not going trick-or-treating tonight?
Me.
You're upset. Would you rather be trick-or-treating than at Game 6 of the World Series with the Blue Jays having a chance to win it all?
I'd rather be at the game.
You'd rather be at the game. This is a bigger treat for a lot of these fans. Anthony Santander beside us, signing some autographs for some fans. So these girls have bailed out on this live. They're ready to get some autographs. And I see you got your pen there. You're hoping to get Santander's autograph?
Yes.
All right. Who's going to win this game tonight?
Blue Jays.
All right. Fans excited. You see people clamoring to get an autograph from Anthony Santander. Will not be in the lineup. Heads up. Another baseball coming. Somebody just got hit in the media. This is how... here comes another one. Oh, big catch there by the grounds crew here at the Rogers Centre. It's like target practice. I believe that's Freddie Freeman in the cage, launching them down the left field line, Dwight. You can ask away. I'm going to continue watching what's happening here on the field.
All right, Greg, you were talking to those kids and walking over. I saw a little lady with a big sign, and she says, I don't want candy tonight. I want it all. So, Greg, we'll have a repeat of Game 2's big pitching matchup. Walk us through it.
Well, yeah, we saw Yoshi Yamamoto and what he was able to do to that Blue Jays offense in Game 2 of this series. He was lights out. In fact, he's pitched back-to-back complete games in this postseason, and of course, that one game he pitched against the Blue Jays in Game 2 was a complete game. and the Blue Jays really struggle to get runs against him. Now, Kevin Gausman will be on the hill for the Blue Jays, and he was very good for the Jays in Game 2. We had a pitcher's duel for most of that game. Gausman at one point retired 17 straight Dodger batters, and they're going to need him to be good again tonight. He is their ace, and the Blue Jays have had a good look at Yamamoto now, and that's something John Schneider talked about in his press conference. Hey, we've seen him now, we've had a good look at him, and he's hoping the second time around will be the charm for his offense as they try to find a way to get hits against him. He's definitely a great pitcher, but the Blue Jays say they're going to work it. We are at batting practice ahead of Game 6 of the World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays, a chance, just one win away, Dwight, from taking this whole thing. And can you imagine what the celebration is going to be like on the streets of downtown Toronto on not just a Friday night, but Halloween night here in Toronto? It could be incredible if the Blue Jays are able to pull this off, Dwight.
And we are ready for it. You continue there on the field. Watch out for those balls in batting practice. We'll check back with you a little later. Thank you, Greg. And of course, the big game will be broadcasted at watch parties across our country tonight, including here in Toronto at City Hall at Nathan Phillips Square. That's where we find our Lane Harrison. Lane, how's the energy over there?
Well, Dwight, I'd say the energy is building, and we are also doing World Series Halloween style here tonight. You can see some of the costumes we've got from the first fans here at Nathan Phillips Square. We are expecting tons more to show up once we get closer to the first pitch tonight, and these fans are hoping that the Jays are going to put on a performance that will haunt the Dodgers for a long time. Now, let's hear a little bit about some of the costumes we've got here tonight. I'm going to start first with the baseball-themed costume. Here we've got Davis Schneider in, I understand, an original 90s jacket. Yeah. Tell me about what we're working with here.
So yeah, I got my 90s jacket back from the last World Series run, and I decided to go all out and do the Davis Schneider. So I ripped out my jersey and went down to the stash and thought I'd honor Schneider with a little bit of a...
Amazing. What about the mustache? Did you work that up to the costume, or is this an all year thing?
No, well, usually it's a beard, and most Halloweens I bring it down to something fun. Sometimes this, sometimes like a Van Dyke or something fun, but yeah.
And obviously we saw Davis, absolutely monster start to the last game. What are you hoping to see tonight from the Jays?
Well, I'd love to see another first pitch home run, but I don't think Snide's getting in until there's a lefty, but hoping for a win, close it out tonight up against a tough pitching matchup, but I have faith in them.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to move on now to the Jays unicorn. Tell me why did you want to dress like this and come out here tonight?
Because it is the first time in history that we have a World Series on Halloween. So we want to represent the Blue Jays, but also have a little bit of fun and be the unicorn. So we want to bring it back home.
Okay, and tell me about this run that the Jays have been on. What's been your favorite moment that you've seen from this team this October?
Definitely that last game with Yesavage. He was fantastic and on fire, and we want to see more of that. And we just want to rep Toronto and bring this game back home.
And I understand this isn't your first time being in Nathan Phillips Square for a watch party. A little quiet right now. What can you tell our audience what to expect once we get closer to 8 o'clock?
It gets very, very packed. First game we had was at max capacity. We had people all the way at the top, and we had a little mosh pit going in the front, so it's going to be truly electric.
And Greg, you heard Greg say that we were going to see possibly some massive celebrations in the city tonight if things go the way everyone hopes, and I'm sure that will start here at Nathan Phillips Square. Now, in a little bit, once we get closer to the first pitch at 7:30, we're expecting that Mayor Olivia Chow will also be out here addressing fans, and we've got just a big screen set up here on the stage for everyone to enjoy the game. The city has been hosting these watch parties here all through this World Series run, and obviously the fans here are going to be hoping that this is the last watch party of the 2025 World Series and that the Jays can take care of business.
That is a great point, and yes, that is what we're hoping for. Lane Harrison at City Hall in Nathan Phillips Square. Thank you, Lane. Now, should the Jays get it done tonight or tomorrow, the city says it is ready. That includes making some big changes to bus and streetcar service. In the event thousands of people pour into downtown streets, Alicia Son has those details.
This is what it's like when the Blue Jays win just a postseason game. Now imagine if they win the World Series. Yeah, this is going to be a flock of Blue Jays fans. Flock? It doesn't feel right. A group of Blue Jays is called a party. Perfect.
How do you make sure the party goes off without a hitch, that it is as safe as it is celebratory? Well, that's the police duty.
A lot of planning has gone into this, essentially from the moment that the Jays secured a spot in the World Series. Every unit and division is engaged.
The police work alongside other emergency services, outside and inside the dome, too. Not a bad gig.
If there's a win, let's hope, a lot of people will spill out onto the street, just as you say, so that immediately implies some road closures.
Historically, Jays fans spilled out of the bars and onto Yonge Street, but really, just any street downtown could see impromptu parades. So if the Jays win, the TTC is canceling all surface routes in the downtown core.
So what we're going to do is we will stop transit service between Church, Bathurst, Bloor, and the Lakeshore. There will be no surface transit, that means streetcars and buses.
So in the event of a win, do take the subway instead. Don't count on a bus or a streetcar. If you're coming in from out of town, do take GO Transit, since they're increasing service, with trains running in the wee hours of the morning. When it comes to safety, police say do the following.
Be aware of your surroundings. If you see something, let someone know. Look after each other. Protect your personal belongings.
And don't climb a signpost, fly a drone, or set off fireworks. Hey, that reminds me, what's another name for a flock of Blue Jays?
It's also called a scold. We won't go with that one.
Nixon bunts. Kimlin on it, throws to first. For the first time in history.
But definitely do party like it's 1993. Ali Chiasson, CBC News, Toronto.
All right, we are ready for the forecast tonight. Colette joins us now. But Colette, you know, the only thing we want you to predict is a win for the Jays tonight.
Of course, the most important thing is a big W, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to do everything that I've done on other nights when it's gone well. So we'll just see if that's going to work out for us again tonight. The weather, okay, I've put some layers on. Let's be clear about that. So I've got a couple of jerseys actually that I'm wearing right now. Well, this was the luckiest one, so yes. I couldn't not wear it. And then my toque, and you get it. It doesn't matter. Everything that's going to be happening on the field hopefully is going to warm our hearts and everything else. But let's just show you what's going on here in terms of what's happening with the forecast for those that are headed down here. They're going to find at Rogers Stadium that we have a temperature by then of about 7 degrees, but the winds, that we've dried out, so this is great for our trick-or-treaters. Also very good, obviously, for those with any outdoor viewing parties, as we know we have some around town. But the winds, we can't do too much about these. It's not going to matter inside the stadium, but those winds have been gusting towards 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. You can see that line of rain showers and where it's been clearing from west to east. And do you notice something in there as well? That it's not just rain, and yes, there's still a rainfall warning there in eastern Ontario, but we're looking at in those regions 50 to 70 millimeters of rain. But it's not just that, it's some snowfall in there as well. So in the Kawartha Lakes towards Peterborough and some of the higher elevations, they are looking at, in fact, some accumulation. Yeah, I said it, but then we get to clearing out as we move through the overnight. Not totally, so tomorrow it's going to be a kind of variable sky, meaning at times we'll have more cloud cover than at other times, and that's what it is when it's variable. So there'll be some sunshine in there as well. This evening, 7 degrees, eventually down to 2 degrees for tomorrow morning, and those winds lighter tomorrow, a good-looking weekend. But I feel like the excitement is so insane, Dwight. Is anyone paying any attention to this? Because all we want to know is
tonight,
what's
and
going on.
we won't care if we're running around these streets with a championship win. Now, thank you for that, Colette. And Colette is wearing a costume because it is trick-or-treat. She's wearing Guerrero, and it's time for trick-or-treaters of all ages to don their costumes. You got Vladdy's on, right? And in Toronto's Village neighborhood, there is a doubleheader because Halloween for all ages, the party's going on, and of course, the baseball game along with that. Mercedes Gatsambide has the details on how they're navigating both the big night for baseball and trick-or-treating.
If there's one place in Toronto that knows how to celebrate Halloween, it's the church and Wellesley Village. Forecast is partly cloudy with a high chance of seeing a few extra Blue Jays.
I think it's going to be one heck of a night, win or lose.
Halloween fanatic Mark Henderson thought he was meeting a like-minded Church Street partier at his local grocery store early this morning.
And I said to her, "Are you ready to party?" And she goes, "Oh my God, I'm so excited." I said, "Me too." And we were squealing and hopping up and down.
Until he saw her Blue Jays earrings.
And I looked at them and I'm like, "Wait, are you talking about the Jays game?" And she's like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" And I said, "Halloween."
Henderson has been around for the annual Halloween party on Church Street since it first started happening in the early 90s. He says it began as an unorganized celebration between him and his friends in the street and has transformed into a welcoming place for all.
I have a spot down here. I'm there every Pride, every Halloween. And the families that come to me are South Asian, Middle Eastern, and the gay community. And those three communities don't dance up together very often, but on this night they do.
Bars on Church Street are gearing up for a very busy night ahead, with many getting permits to extend their serving hours until 4 a.m. and playing the game alongside their Halloween fun.
We're going to have the game on our big screen and all our TVs. We also have an outside bar we're going to be playing on with sound, and there'll be drag shows and fun and party and DJs inside. There'll be a lot of drag queens wearing Blue Jay stuff in spirit for today's party.
Church Street bargoers say they're looking forward to enjoying both the game and the street party, whether they have tickets to the game.
After the Jays win, yeah, we're coming down.
Or not.
I live just up the street, so I'm going to come down here first probably, see all the craziness here, and then head back home to watch the game. It's going to be an exciting night for the city. I don't remember a Halloween where the Blue Jays have been playing in such an important game, but I think it's going to be a 50-50 tonight. You're going to see a lot of people cheering in costume.
The sixth win in the sixth. How's that for an old guy, eh?
Win or lose, it'll be a Jays-a-ween to remember. Oh, thank you.
Have a great Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Mercedes Gastambide, CBC News, Toronto.
All right, good job, Mercedes. Win or lose, the Jays have a truly memorable run to get to tonight. It was a great year. As we go to break, we want to share some of the highlights of this journey, starting with some of the magical moments from their series against those Yankees.
Strike three called. 97 at the knees for out number one.
The Jays will have to get through this man tonight if they want that World Series title. Here's Yamamoto putting the Jays through the spin cycle in Game 2. He's got incredible stuff with 6 different pitches, throws heat in the upper 90s, a nasty splitter, and a big hook of a curveball. Yamamoto went the distance in Game 2, pitching all 9 innings. And pitchers don't do that anymore. We're talking about like Fergie Jenkins back in the day. He has done it twice this postseason. This is the man currently standing between us and a World Series title. CBC Sports contributor and lifelong Jays fan Paul McGowan joins us again. He knows all about Yamamoto. Very good pitcher. We all know that. The big question tonight is, can we beat this guy?
They absolutely can. It's not going to be easy. You talked about his stuff, the heat in the upper 90s, the splitter, the curveball. He has 7 different pitches.
Incredible.
And he is as good as he looked in a way, but he's also been pitching sort of out of his shoes this postseason. He's actually been having balls hit harder off of his pitches this postseason than in the regular season. The Dodgers defense, though, has been sort of filling in the gaps.
Yes.
So there's that. The other part of this is that Yamamoto has been gotten to in this postseason. Go back to the NLDS against the Phillies, Game 3.
I was going to say, not by us. No.
Not by us.
Okay, yeah.
Not by us, but against the Phillies, who scored 3 runs off him over 4 innings, 6 hits, and Yamamoto got pulled early. So it will not be easy, but they can absolutely get to him.
Our guy's not bad either. Kevin Gausman, he stayed with us. He's our starting pitcher tonight. How does he stack up then to Yamamoto?
A very different kind of pitcher. Kevin Gausman, basically a 2-pitch pitcher. It's the fastball. It's that devastating splitter that drops down and out of the zone. And Kevin Gausman, I went back, Dwight, today, and I looked at the press conference in 2021 when he joined the Blue Jays. And the thing he said, and yes, everybody says this, he said, I want to win a championship. He was coming off of a great season with the Giants. He could have went
to different teams. He came here.
He was coming from the best team in baseball, and he saw what was going on in Toronto. He said that he believed in it, and he chose to be here as a Blue Jay. So for him to be on the mound tonight, he has all the motivation he needs.
That's one of the best parts about this team. These guys want to be in Toronto. They want to play for this team. $1 million question, sir, and you're going to be in there watching tonight, lucky guy. Is tonight the night?
I hope it is. I look at this team.
Not only because you have tickets, but...
Not only because I have tickets, because this team has proven time and again that they will rise to the challenge.
Yes.
Going into L.A., every Dodgers fan who was speaking about it said that, well, we're going to take all 3 in L.A. And you saw the Jays go in and play their game, and they bounced back from that devastating loss in 18 innings, and they got it done in Games 4 and 5 to set themselves up for tonight. And you know what, Dwight? Even if they don't do it tonight, the way that they bounce back.
Yes, after that 18 game.
After that
18 innings, sorry. 18
after that 18 inning game, I'm not worried about Game 7 if it does go there.
I don't know if it was you who said this when we were here last week or somebody else, but they said, you know, this is a David and Goliath matchup, but we got to remember, David won.
David did beat Goliath.
Enjoyed in there, CBC Sports contributor Paul McGowan. Thank you, Paul, as always, sir.
Thanks, Dwight.
So we talked about Yamamoto, we talked about Kevin Gausman, but what about Toronto's starting pitcher from last game? Trey Yesavage is a big part of why the Jays can win the World Series tonight. And just a few months ago, he was a virtually unknown 22-year-old. Cameron McIntosh has a profile of our young phenom.
The 0-2. He got him.
Record-setting rookie. 6 weeks ago, most Jays fans didn't know his name. They do now.
Let's go, Yesavage!
22-year-old Trey Yesavage burning up the mound. In just his 8th Major League start, setting 3 World Series records.
I'm just ready for whatever's next, if there is a next.
The Toronto Blue Jays select Trey Yesavage.
Drafted last year, 20th overall, there was a feeling the Jays got a steal. No one predicted this rise. Moving through the entire Jays farm system, including the Vancouver Canadians, in just 1 season. And now the World Series after his Majors debut last month.
We were willing to throw him right into the fire because we felt confident in the work he had done.
Tyler Zickel does play-by-play for the Vancouver Canadians.
I don't think that any player is going to be able to make such an impact in such a short amount of time in such an important era of a team's history.
Propelling it all, his release of the ball, about a foot higher than average. His pitches cross the plate at odd angles.
His release point is over 7 feet, and then he throws this devastating splitter. And it's unusual. It's not something people are used to.
He gets him. And in the process, he sets a major league record. A guy this young and this inexperienced doing this on this stage. This doesn't happen.
But it is happening, and right when it really matters. Hot-handed, maybe too young to be intimidated by the game's best.
I treat every hitter the same. All at this level, every hitter can do damage. So, I mean, it was just another strikeout.
You got to tip your cap to him. Game 1, Game 5 on the road, and the way he performed, pretty impressive.
Striking out batters making tens of millions, Yesavage is making just thousands. As a rookie, carries beer to the bus.
That's a true legend right there, still carrying the beer.
Yeah, it's a crazy world. Crazy world. Hollywood couldn't have made it this good.
All that's missing is a championship ending. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Before we go to break, here are some of the memorable moments that saw the Jays put an end to the Mariners season, punching their ticket to the World Series for the first time in over 3 decades.
Fly ball, right center field. It's hit well. Robles going back. It's gone. George Springer, who hits a fly ball to center. Rodriguez back, turning. It's gone.
They swept the next game to sweep the series.
Kirk hits one to the opposite field. It's hit well. It is gone. A well-hit ball to right field. Going to backhand zone. It's gone. He did it again.
Let's go.
He got him. And a swing and a fly ball to left.
As we count down to the first pitch at Toronto's Rogers Centre tonight, excitement has been growing right across the country from coast to coast to coast. We spoke to some exciting fans in Vancouver this morning.
I've seen both World Series. I'm really impressed. I have to be honest, I was a little worried about the Dodgers. I've got two kids, 7 and 10, and it does remind me of when I was about that age.
Started to follow the team when I arrived here in Canada around 6 years. Around 6 years, yeah. I buy my head and I don't take it off, just never.
They're going to be up against some tough pitching, but it'll be good for them to be back at home and win it there. Go Blue Jays, go!
That excitement reaching across the country from Vancouver right to St. John's as fans will be jamming into bars and restaurants to catch the game tonight. Back here in Toronto, much of the city has been gearing up as well. Alice Lee is the general manager at the Rec Room Roundhouse in downtown Toronto. She's actually hosting us right now because she's just over there. And you guys are ready for this because you had a big Halloween party already planned, I'm sure. And now it's turned into a Jays World Series party. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, for us, it was Halloween
Yeah.
today. What's exciting that we had that event going, but all of a sudden the Jays are in, so we started preparing as soon as we knew that they're coming back to hometown, and we got things prepared. There's a lot of focus on Jays merchandise, pointing out anything to do with like post and pre-shows. So right now, with all the games going on, we have a full house happening here.
Of course you do.
And afterwards, depending on the outcome, regardless, we're still going to have a very exciting crew of people coming in and making sure that we have that post rush as well.
So you're saying win or lose, there's going to be a party tonight.
That's
but
right.
We think it's going to be a championship win party.
We are hoping that it is going to be that championship party today.
Can we get a prediction from you as well? Jays, I don't know, 5-3. What do you think?
I always believe in the Jays. For me, I'm thinking that realistically they're going to play really tough. So I would say something like maybe 6-4.
For Jays?
For the Jays, of course.
Thank you, Alice, and thank you for hosting us. Anticipation for tonight's potential World Series clinching game is at a fever pitch. Fans from across the country in town hoping to witness history, many of them lining up outside the stadium hours before the first pitch. Del Manuknak chatted with people in the line.
It is 11:30 a.m. The first pitch is not for more than 8 hours, but there are already huge crowds outside of the Rogers Centre. Let's go talk to some fans.
Been in the line for about 20 minutes here so far.
How much longer do you think you have to go?
About a half hour, but it's worth it. Get some merch and yeah, go to the game tonight.
You know what, 50 minutes is a lot less than 32 years.
That's right, you can handle that, yeah.
I got a couple hats, hats for everybody, and then a sweater.
When you say hats for everybody, are you the one who stayed in line to purchase for everyone?
I am, yeah.
How did you guys make that decision? Or are you just the good guy?
Voluntarily. They're in the more expansive, the free ticket line.
The people lining up here just want to make sure they're not crowded out and they got a direct line of sight to all the action.
Do you have a care kit? What's going to get you through the next 8 hours? Nothing. I saw people just grit and grind.
Grind. We got some refreshments in here. We got our Blue Jays equipment, a towel.
Cheez-Its. Got to have the Cheez-Its.
Yeah, you got a phone charger and some ponchos. Really, just the essentials.
What do you remember from those street parties in 92, 93?
Oh, all I remember is the Yonge Street was just packed. It was just packed with the Jays fans, and we're just cheering for late night. All the drinks and everybody else is just jumping up and down. It's just, I was young at that time. It was a great experience.
You're a seasoned vet now, so do you anticipate if they win that you'll return back to the streets, or what would a celebration?
I'll still be going.
For the second one with Carter, I actually almost missed the home run. I was chatting up a woman that I had a massive crush on at the time, and I heard the eruption, and I turned my head just quick enough to see Carter's ball go over the fence. So, and then we all poured into the streets again.
This sounds like the story from Good Will Hunting, where you got to see about a girl.
Yeah, kinda.
Are you guys pole climbers? What's tarps off?
Too old for that. We'll be downtown though. We'll be here.
Celebrating with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to scream my guts out. I am going to lose my voice. When we win, it's going to be epic. We'll be on the streets singing Backstreet Boys until all hours of the night, and then make our way home.
These fans want it all. They want it tonight. You might say they want it that way. Dale Manuknak, CBC News, Toronto.
Now, we know the Jays are Canada's team, and fans across the country are hoping that this team wins its first World Series title in 32 years tonight. The CBC's Chris Ensing joins us now from Windsor. And Chris, I feel like some folks out your way might root for those Detroit Tigers sometimes, but tonight, what are fans there saying?
Yeah, they're saying they're ready to dress up as Blue Jay fans. Ain't got nothing to do with Halloween. The spirit is here. We're about a 55-45 split, right? Tigers are a big deal for us. We're right behind us is Comerica Park. We're 2.5 kilometers away from seeing some Tigers baseball. But once they got eliminated from the playoffs, it has all been about the Blue Jays. And what people are saying is they're ready to be swept up in this fever. Watch parties at bars, downtown Windsor. They've got one set up tonight, ready for people to come out once they're done their trick-or-treating. And that vibe has really moved all throughout the city. We're hearing from people who say they've been lifelong fans, recent converts. I spoke with one teacher at Glenwood Public School here in Windsor. His name is Paul Cowan, and Mr. Cowan has done the Girls at Bat event with the Blue Jays here for years. And he's using this World Series to try and teach people something about what this all is about, how we can use our voices differently. But before he gets into his lessons, he comes in with his game day jersey. Take a look at his getup today.
I have my game jersey on. I've worn it every single game day without washing it. It's currently not public transit appropriate. It kind of reeks a little bit, but it's sort of my way of absorbing any stench. My blanket is actually something that I'm wearing as a cape, just a way to have some fun, show pride, and spread some love for the Blue Jays.
Bad smells, but good vibes, Dwight. That's what we are seeing here in the city. He said that during the Seattle series, there was a kid who showed up with the Mariners hat and said, oh, man, this guy's taking a shot at me. But he's teaching lessons about kids using their voices, and that's a different way of speaking. So he allows it. Seattle loses. Blue Jays win. They go into the finals. They're in the World Series. That kid shows up the next day, says, hey, Mr. Cowan, I'm ready. I've got my blue hat. Turns around, it's a Dodgers cap. There's always a little bit of fun to be had when there's a bandwagon to jump on, and some money too. The Backyard Bats boys out here in the border city, well, they make wooden bats. Started in their grandfather's shed. They just got MLB approved this year. They have bats in the hands of the managers for the Blue Jays. One of those bats showed up just as this magical streak started in the summer. They're not saying they're the reason for the success, but they're pointing out the calendars align pretty nicely, Dwight.
Bad smell, good vibes coming from Windsor. Thank you for this, Chris. We've talked over and over and over about the Jays being Canada's team, but they're also Dunedin, Florida's team. That's where Toronto's single-A affiliate teams play, the Dunedin Blue Jays. It's also where the Toronto Blue Jays have spring training and where they played games during COVID. Now, we're joined by the mayor of Dunedin, Maureen Franey, who's at TD Ballpark. Mayor Franey, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it tonight. We understand there's a special event happening at the ballpark this evening. Mayor, tell us about it.
Yeah, there sure is. Excited to be with you guys. We're Go Blue Jays. We do not want to wait. We want it tonight. We want it all. But we're having a big watch party in Dunedin, Florida at TD Ballpark, where they play spring training games. You know, where Trey started out, Yesavage. And so we're super excited. The gates are going to open 7 p.m. here. And people will be able to bring chairs and sit out on the field, bring their blankets, sit on the field, or sit in the grandstands. And there'll be libations and food. And but anyway, we're here to cheer them on to victory.
I mean, how are people in Dunedin feeling about this? Because they take a little ownership of this team too. How are they feeling that, you know, what started there in the spring now could potentially lead to a championship tonight?
Well, you know, number one, we're proud. We're proud because we're the only spring training home that the Blue Jays have ever had. It'll be the 50th year next year as their MLB franchise, and in Dunedin for the 50th year. And so we're very proud. We know the leadership team. We know a lot of the workers, the players, the pitching staffs, and we know how hard they've worked for this. And they are part of our fabric. They are part of our hearts. We are cheering them on. And I think I told one of your staff earlier today, like, I'm hyper. I've been hyper all day because we want it bad. We want it all. I do not want the stress of tomorrow. I want it tonight. So.
Now, you're talking about our CBC staffers. You're on with me tonight because one of our staffers met you while you were in Toronto recently cheering on our Jays. How'd you find the atmosphere here in T-Dot?
You know, it was fantastic, I have to say. And even, you know, some of the broadcasters like yours who found out I was the mayor, and they were so great. They wanted to hear all about it. They wanted to hear why I came and the importance of this team and this partnership to Dunedin. But I'll tell you what, I was at both Game 1 and Game 2. Obviously, Game 1 was more fun because we won in such a big way. But and I'll tell you, when that grand slam got hit by Barger,
yes,
we were like, it was electrifying in there. But the whole thing is electrifying, and I'm so proud of the team. They work hard. They do it as a team, and I want them to do it as a team today, tonight, and get that pitcher out of there, and let that be the way we win.
You mentioned our special pitcher. One of the reasons we're one win away from the World Series is Mr. Trey Yesavage, who started his season right there with you in Dunedin. Did you get a chance to see the young man play?
You know, I went to some of the Dunedin Blue Jay games, but I don't even think I would have known it, right? So I don't know.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, it's so exciting. He played 7 games as a Dunedin Blue Jay, and his record was 3-0. But I'll tell you, like, when you talk to some of the coaching staff people that worked with him here, at the minor league level, they're like, you knew something was special. You knew he wasn't going to stay long in one place. He was going to move up the line, and miraculously, I just can't even imagine the composure that he had, how he got that composure for the game last time. I mean, amazing. So
right.
We're proud. And every time I hear Jeter, all the talk about, that he started in Dunedin, I mean, how can you not be proud about that?
Yeah, I've been down there. It's a wonderful town. Mayor Maureen Franey, Mo, they call her, down there in Dunedin, joining us from where our Jays have their spring training and the watch party there tonight. And Mo, we're with you. We want to win. We want it all, and we want it tonight. Thank you for joining us, Mayor.
That's it. Crush the Dodgers. Thank you. Bye.
Let's go. We're taking a short break, but before that, here's one more look at the Jays' road to the World Series, the 5 games against the Dodgers that have gotten us here tonight, as the Jays now sit 1 win away from bringing baseball's ultimate prize back on Canadian soil.
And he hits a ball hard to center field. It is going. It is gone. And a curveball hit high and deep. Left center field. Gone! Game 5 is underway with a fly ball to deep left. Gone! The first pitch of the ball game. The Blue Jay fans making a ton of noise, and now Guerrero rips one to deep left, and it's gone. A shot to right field. It is a diving catch from Barger. He gets him. And in the process, he sets a major league record. Most strikeouts in a World Series game. And now Guerrero rips one to deep left, and it's gone. And 2 batters in, they are up 2-0.
Some of the best in baseball. Where would we be without the steady presence of Dan Schulman and Buck Martinez in the play-by-play booth? You've heard them throughout these playoffs, but now we can see Dan and Buck in action there. They'll have all the important call on Sportsnet tonight. Now, with the Jays 1 win away from claiming their first championship in 32 years, the Jays' brilliant play on the field has inspired fans across Canada and has also brought out the creativity of some Jays fans.
Blue Jays, baby. We want it all, hey. We want it all, oh. We want it all, hey. Let's go, Jays. We want it all, hey. We want it all, oh. We want it all, hey. Let's go, Jays. We send Judge down.
That's from a music studio and custom jingle company located in London, Ontario, called Jingle Chain. It was co-founded by producers Ryan Barker and Carl McIntyre, and their dream is to get the viral anthem played at the World Series. What do you think? Will their dream come true? Game 6 is falling on a very special day, sharing the spotlight with Halloween, but some devoted fans say it only makes the day better. Kirthana Sasatharan explains.
It's usually skeletons and ghouls and witches and wizards, but this year it's Blue Jays, Bo Bichette's and Davis Schneider's.
Honestly, it was the best thing to throw together in a pinch.
Halloween has taken a Jays detour, and the diehards and bandwagoners are loving it, with many leaning into the Jays-Oween theme.
Why was Kirk?
I went as a modern day Roy Halladay. Well, you can't really see it, but anyways.
Okay.
But yeah.
Bichette.
And across the GTA, Halloween decorations are giving a nod to the Blue Jays, too, and the journey that got them here, like this home coined the Skeleton House in Whitby.
It was a no-brainer when they made it this far in October baseball. Like, how can you not be romantic about October baseball?
The Keys family has been decorating their lawns for years, but as longtime baseball fans, the priorities today have shifted, with game time turning into a community watch party.
We see between 500 and 600 kids every year for Halloween, so shutting early is not really an option for us. So we're just going to have the game playing, and anybody who's still out, we want to be able to honor both Halloween and the Jays at the same time.
And at the Ray household, it's a similar story, with trick-or-treating ending early so they can watch the game and hopefully update this tombstone decoration when all is said and done.
And when that happens, I might go out there and change that date. I wanted to leave it open-ended. I was aware of the possibility of jinxing the team, but you know what? I've been trying to not jinx teams my whole life, both the Jays and the Leafs, and it's never really worked. So I figured I'll do the George Costanza opposite of that and go for it this time, and it seems to have been working.
Fans say no matter what happens tonight and what happens by the end of this series, they're just so grateful to see the Jays go all the way, and no one really minds celebrating Halloween in the shadow of October baseball. Kirthana Sasatharan, CBC News, Toronto.
Weather update is brought to you by Groundworks, your local expert for basement waterproofing, foundation, and crawl space repair. Book your free inspection at groundworks.ca.
My friend Colin and I have been lucky enough to be with our significant others in that stadium watching those Jays over the years. We've been to a few games. Can you believe, Colin, that we're here with a chance at a World Series tonight?
I feel like some of the players where they're saying like they cannot believe it, right? Like here we are and it's happening.
We're here watching the Jays. No, we got work to do. Let's get to the forecast.
Okay,
Sarah.
I know. It's also Halloween, and we've got our little trick-or-treaters probably have been out there a little bit earlier today just so that you could get back to watch the game. But I have a special pup for you tonight for our dog walking forecast. So let's get to that, and you can see why it is that we've got Ruby coming in here because, well, she was sent in by Chris. She obviously likes to chew on pumpkin stems, but also she was dressed up as a cow for Halloween this year, and her pet parents describe her as being energetic for her bulldog breed. She's just a pup, and she loves to swim and chase balls and clearly dress up for Halloween. Not sure how much. Yes, I'm not sure how much she actually likes dressing up. My dog's not a super fan of it, but anyway, just looking at what's going on tomorrow for the dog walking forecast, things are all looking good. I mean, the winds won't be as strong as what they have been through today. In fact, those will start to ease up as we head towards midnight, so we'll get some lighter winds. Dwight and I are certainly dealing with them this evening, though, and our crew here kind of protected in the tent. The temperature is 8 degrees, but it's 4 degrees in Peterborough, where they've had some wet snow that's been falling. There's a look at those winds. Now, that direction still out of the northwest, and areas in eastern Ontario also, by the way, still holding with that rainfall warning, where upwards of 60 to 70 millimeters of rain, that potential in there. You can see that snowfall. It is that time of year in there, folks, where we have to have radar, where I've got to change my legend over to denote snow instead of just rain. But tomorrow we get into kind of a mix of sun and cloud. At times it will be almost overcast, but we should at least have sunny breaks. And then Sunday, more sunshine ensured, because high pressure will be moving on through. So things looking really good for the weekend, quite frankly. Hopefully we'll be celebrating. 2 degrees our low for tonight, by the way. And then tomorrow, 9 degrees for the high, a little bit warmer on Sunday. And I just, yes, a chance for showers on Monday, but I do just want to remind everyone that we may need that extra hour of sleep this weekend, Dwight. But those clocks do fall back for us this weekend, too.
Thank you, Colette.
Yep.
And shout out to our incredible team of CBC. They've been here all day bringing all the fun to folks right across the country. And it's show everybody that we
There's
want
our
it all.
rally towel,
And we want it all
folks.
tonight. That is our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Go Jays, go.
Go
Have a
Jays,
great night,
go.
everybody. And hopefully we're going to be celebrating into the wee hours of the morning. Hopefully. You are looking live at the Rogers Centre in Toronto, where the Toronto Blue Jays are on the brink of their first World Series championship in 32 years. The Dome may be closed for Game 6 against the LA Dodgers, but expect the thousands of fans inside to blow it wide open if the Jays clinch the Fall Classic for the third time. Hello, I'm Dwight Drummond outside the Rogers Centre. Our special live coverage continues here on CBC News Network. As the Blue Jays look to take it all tonight, we have all the bases covered for you. We're going to start with Greg Ross. He's been talking to fans as they're starting to pour into Rogers Centre. So, Greg, how are people feeling about our Jays' chances of winning a World Series tonight?
Look at this, Dwight. Look at the energy outside the Rogers Centre. They are literally bouncing here outside gate 14. They cannot wait for the start of this game. This man, not even wearing a jacket. It's freezing out here tonight. Let's go, Blue Jays! He doesn't care. It's all about the Blue Jays. These guys from Alberta, lots of Prairie boys coming to these games. How excited are you about the fact that the Blue Jays are just one win away from the World Series? Game 6! Let's go, Blue Jays! Let's go!
We're finishing it tonight. It's over. We're done. Go home, LA. It's over.
All right, they are feeling good right now about this one. It is Game 6 inside the Rogers Centre. The Toronto Blue Jays, the Los Angeles Dodgers. This guy's selling and buying tickets. It's mayhem outside of Gate 14 here, Dwight, as the Blue Jays get set for this epic game. It's been 32 years since this franchise has won a World Series. And again, as those fans just showed you, the electricity around the city is incredible as the Blue Jays try to win their third World Series in franchise history here on Halloween night. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere inside that building tonight. Even better than it is outside. I got to tell you, the wind is howling. It's cold. It feels like Canada, and that is perfectly fitting for what we are about to witness as Canada tries to win another world championship in baseball.
Thank you, Greg, and we are hoping those Dodgers do not like the cold here in Toronto right now. Paul McGowan of CBC Sports is joining me here. He has been keeping a close eye on this series for us. Those are the fans making some noise there. Big pitching matchup tonight. Paul, let's set the stage for us.
Yeah, well, Kevin Gosman going for the Jays, the team's ace. He's been with the Jays since he signed in 2021. Had a great outing going up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto in Game 2, but everybody knows what Yamamoto did to the Blue Jays. He stymied their offense, was so good, was locating that fastball, using that splitter and that curveball to keep the Jays off balance all night. So it's going to be a tough one for the Jays. We'll see how they adjust.
We talk about Yamamoto. 2 complete games, 9 innings. We're talking like Fergie Jenkins back in the 70s. Yeah. People don't do that anymore. How special is that pitcher, and what can our Jays do to take him up tonight?
Well, Dwight, he is special, but he actually has been better than the underlying numbers suggest. So you look at how hard balls are coming off the bat when he's on the mound. They're coming off harder than they did in the regular season. He's getting a little bit lucky right now. The Dodgers defense is making him look, not that he's not good, they're making him look a little bit better than he is. As far as what the Jays have to do against him, I mean, first of all, there is a precedent against the Phillies back in the NLDS. They got to him. They limited him to 4 innings. They scored 3 runs off him, 6 hits, so they did knock him out of the game. Which is a big deal. That is a big deal. The Jays have to capitalize when they do get opportunities. Yamamoto might be just as sharp as he was in Game 2. I mean, you might remember, Dwight, first inning of that game, the Jays had runners at first and third. They should have pushed at least 1 run across. They didn't get anything. So when they get runners on, when they do get an opportunity against Yamamoto, they have to capitalize.
The man is a machine. What kind of pressure are our Jays under tonight? Because you want to wrap this up. You don't want to go to a 7th game. As much as fun as that is for sports fans, we'd like to finish this tonight.
Dwight, I agree with you. And, you know, if it was me, and let's say we were talking about the Leafs, I'd be saying, well, they have a history of not getting it done. And so get that done right now. Don't leave any doubt in your mind about it. But I heard a conversation with Pat Borders today. Okay. And he was saying that, you know what, if you're the Blue Jays, you're playing with house money. You didn't necessarily expect to be up 3-2 in this series. You have another opportunity tomorrow night. If you don't get it up, he said, you're allowed to make mistakes tonight, and suggested that maybe there isn't the pressure that we're all expecting. And this is a Jays team too, Dwight, that I don't know that I've ever seen a more confident group.
Yes.
at least in this city. They believe in themselves. They believe in each other. They have each other's backs.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if there is that pressure tonight. Tomorrow, yes. I think they're going to play loose tonight.
Yeah, I love the way these are huggers. This team is always hugging each other. You can tell they really like each other. You mentioned the Leafs, and I have to say the last time a Canadian team won the Cup was '93. The last time the Jays did it. So maybe there's something there. How are you feeling about the game tonight? We want to let folks know you're going to be in there. You're going to be watching this game.
I'm going to be in there, Dwight. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic, which as a longtime Toronto sports fan, is a bit of an odd feeling for me. But I am hopeful. And you know what, Dwight? This team has been so much fun to watch.
So much.
The camaraderie, the closeness. When you watch a game, when you go to a game, especially watching those post-game interviews, the celebrations this year, it sort of feels like you're hanging out with the team, like you're hanging out with Ernie Clement and Addison Barger and Mason Fluharty. Exactly. And so what I'm most excited about, win or lose tonight, I get to go in there one more time and hang out with those guys again and experience Blue Jays baseball again. And so I want them to finish it. Even if they don't, I think we're all going to have a great time.
Can I bug you for a prediction?
Dwight, I said Jays in 6.
And so did I.
I said Jays in 6.
We're sticking to that, Paul.
I think, you know what? I think that both pitchers are going to struggle. I really do. I think that we might see a higher score.
Okay.
8-6 Blue Jays. If you're going to hold me to it, I'm going to say 8-6 Blue Jays.
Thank you, buddy. Enjoy the game in there. Lucky guy. All right, thank you, Paul McGowan, our CBC Sports contributor. Let's check out the watch party happening in Toronto's Nathan Phillips Square right now. Sheehan Desjardins is there for us. And Sheehan, what's the atmosphere like in the heart of the city at City Hall?
Well, we've been feeling the energy build all season, and it certainly is starting to build here this evening. We just had a Blue Jays chant wrap up here in Nathan Phillips Square. People are excited. This crowd is still growing. Of course, you know, last week we saw a crowd about this size this time, but by the time the game had started, it really started to grow. I spoke with people who say they were the first and the second ones here. They've been here since noon, and it is a chilly evening. Of course, it's also Halloween, so we're seeing this Blue Jays blue crossover with Halloween costumes. I spoke with some people a little while ago in their costumes about what tonight will mean to them. Take a listen.
I mean, it's historic for the whole country. It's 32 years. I was actually down here 32 years ago watching that '93 game, and so I had to be back. I knew that. I said, if they make Game 6, Game 7, I'm home. And so I caught a flight and just flew in for the weekend.
It would mean a lot. You know, we used to watch Kendris Morales, Ryan Goins.
Billy McKinney, you know.
We're finally here, and
I watched Vladdy during the rookie seasons. Those were very tough seasons for us. I watched through all those regular season games, and now look where we are right now. People doubted us from the start. People doubted us from the regular season. They put us as the 5th last team in the AL East, and look at us now. World Series, defeat the Yankees, defeat the Mariners, and come on now. We're going to win this series right now. We're winning this World Series right now. Right here, right now.
We've actually heard from quite a few people who say that they were down here in '93 and the atmosphere was just so good that it brought them back. I've been told it was quite a bit warmer that evening, but people say once the game gets going, they don't think they're going to feel the cold nearly as much. Of course, it's not just Torontonians that are here. There's people like you heard from Calgary, from Alberta, people from Manitoba. There's an individual here from Korea, people from all over, Ontario. Everyone just really excited to see. Oh, here starts the chants again. Really excited to see what tonight brings, and everyone really hoping for the same thing, a win tonight.
Yes, they do. And we're hardy Canadians. This isn't cold, Sheehan. We're fine. Sheehan Desjardins at Nathan Phillips Square at the watch party. Thank you so much, Sheehan. All right, as fans wait for Game 6 to start, some may be feeling their stomachs rumble. And to feed those fans, there's a stand called Gus Hot Dogs. We all know it. Opened by Gus Prokos back in '89. He has been feeding fans since before the Blue Jays back-to-back World Series in '92 and '93. And now, 36 years later, the stand has been passed on to his son, Johnny Prokos, who joins us now. Thank you for being here, Johnny, and for feeding us all those years. Your father, Gus, sold out those hot dogs when the Jays won back in '92, '93. 30 years later, you're here hoping to do the same thing and carry on that legacy tonight.
Exactly. It's huge. Legacy. It's very huge, especially when my dad started way back. So I'm just so excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure we all ate a few of those hot dogs. You used to sell peanuts beside the stand when you were a little guy. Probably got some of that too.
Yes.
What kind of wisdom did your dad impart on you during this time?
It's just very simple. He always tells me, like, if you want something, you just gotta work for it. Like, get something, like, build it from the ground up. And that's what I've been doing my whole life. Literally, he's taught me the way of basically, like, the work ethic, like that mentality. Like, you want to get it, go get it type of thing.
You're interacting a lot with the fans down here as
Yes.
they line up to buy your hot dogs. What
Yes.
are they telling you? What's the vibe like down here?
It's electric. I can't even explain. Like, every single time a fan comes up, they're like, can I get an earn dog? Can I get a Vladdy? Like, they're just ecstatic. Like, one more win. Like, we're just pumped. Like, there's no other experience than being down here and just feeling the vibe. I'm just getting goosebumps talking about it.
What do these Blue Jays mean to you personally? You've been watching them from you were a little guy. You've grown up with this team. Here you are, man, at a chance at a World Series championship.
Gonna get emotional. I mean, like, they just mean the world to me just growing up. It feels like I'm a part of them. Like, just my whole life being here since yay high and just seeing them right now. We're one win away. Who'd imagine saying that?
Can you
like,
believe it?
We're just used to always hearing, there's always next year. No, there is tonight. One win away from being champions. Like, I can't describe the feeling. I'm just so happy.
Thank you, buddy.
Sir. Yes,
Thank you for those hot dogs, man.
Yes.
Johnny Proco's the owner and manager of Gus's Hot Dogs. You're going to change the name to Johnny's Hot Dogs? You're going to keep that?
Legacy lives on forever.
Thank you, buddy. Coming up, we'll hear from a Jays fan all the way in Scotland. But first, here's some of what fans here at home are feeling about Game 6 and the World Series.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I thought at best would be maybe a sweep in the ALCS, and just to see him go this far and be one win away is amazing.
It would mean a lot as a Canadian and a Canadian team. It's pretty cool.
I think they will win, but you know, you're always nervous leading up to those big games, so hopefully they can pull it out tonight.
I wasn't sure at first, but I'm actually thinking they really have a good shot of, well, I mean, 2 games at home, they have a chance of winning.
I think after what we've seen so far in the series, I think Game 6 should go pretty good. Yeah, I think we're hitting timely hits, and our defense is top notch.
I gave everything to the fans. I gave everything to Canada, and all the stops that I made along the way. I'm just so blessed to be in this position.
Hey, thank you for always being there for us, and we're trying to win tomorrow. And I want to be you guys be loud in the Game 6 when we get home.
I'm just so happy for everybody here, our fans, our city, our country. This is for them.
The World Series has been a great source of entertainment, and our next guest went viral for his impersonations of baseball commentators. He's joining us now, Mr. Vassos. Let's hear him.
Well, Jim, it's the top of the 18th inning here. Jim, how does it go that high? Mark, make it stop. Make it. Just end it. Just end it. Well, Jim, I'm trying, and the longer I talk, the more I sound like Tom Hanks. Oh, no, just make it stop. L.A., look at what you've done. You broke him. You broke him. Oh, yeah, there's a baseball game.
All right, Nick Vassos is a Blue Jay fan and a TikTok comedian. He's here at Rogers Center. Welcome, Nick. Jays fan, first and foremost. How are you feeling about the big game tonight?
I am so excited. It's going to be so fun. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't get tickets in time, but you know what? That's okay. Just being downtown, just seeing the city alive again, you know, it's fantastic.
I mean, you've got a great broadcasting voice, so let's get into this. You're also an impersonator, so tell us about how you started doing that.
Absolutely. So I've been a lifelong Jays fan. I mean, shout out to my mom and dad. They named me after the mascot. My middle name is Ace. So,
but you're serious.
I'm serious. I'm a fan from day one. So I've been always watching the games. And I mean, the more you watch it, you pick up on certain things, right? Like the fact that a third of the baseball game is them just talking about nonsense, right? So I find the humor in that mundane piece, right? They'll say something like, here's Vladimir Guerrero Sr. sitting in the audience tonight. Of course, the first 10,000 fans received the Vladdy and Daddy bobbleheads. You'll love to see it. My goodness, a high fly ball deep to center for Vladdy. It's going, it's going, it's gone. Who's your daddy now? That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, Dan Shulman and Boat Martinez are mad at you for making fun of them, but you're very good at that. How did you decide to start doing this?
Well, I'll say this. It's not exactly an impression of those two guys.
No,
let's be honest, they're one of a kind.
Overall.
They're one of a kind, right? So I've just always loved doing impersonations.
But who do you decide who to impersonate? Like,
but that's the thing. It's not an impersonation.
It's the feeling of what's
going
on.
They all sound like that to me.
It's the vibe, as we say.
It's the everyman. That's right. So I'm trying to be that person where you can sort of insert whatever commentator you like into that.
What are some of the weirdest, requests or most interesting requests that you've had?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, shout out to my fans. I mean, they've been giving me requests all the time. So at this point, I don't have to come up with video ideas. It's fantastic. But no, you get all sorts of weird things, like everything from super mundane stuff like, this commentator left his oven on at home to some very pointed and specific stuff. I had this one request where a girl said, my family's watching the Milwaukee Brewers game and they didn't take me. Okay. So do a bit about leave your sister at home night, that sort of a thing. So I did a video just roasting this girl's family and hopefully she's doing well. But yeah, no, it was pretty fun.
Before I let you go, could I get an example of something? Because, okay, the horses just rode by, right, with the police. And we know a certain Jay says he's going to take the tarp off and go riding down here if they win. Can you give us a play-by-play of that?
Oh, boy, you love to see it. We got the horses walking down here. Rogers Center, the Dodgers at Rogers. The 6 for Game 6. You love to see it. My goodness, folks, may the best team win.
All right. Good job, brother.
Thanks so much.
Good stuff. We'll see you on the TikTok. Nick Vassos is a Blue Jays fan, a lifelong Blue Jays fan. So much that his middle name is Ace, and he's a TikTok comedian. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Our next guest is quite a ways away, all the way in Dundee, Scotland. Victoria Stewart is a Blue Jays super fan. Welcome to the program, Victoria. There she is, all the way out in Scotland. How did you decide that our Toronto Blue Jays were your team down there in Dundee?
So I was originally a Toronto Maple Leafs fan first. I got into hockey almost a decade ago, been a Leafs fan for a long time, and so it was a natural progression that in the summer I needed something to watch because there was no hockey on. And so I decided to get into baseball, and of course I was going to pick the Blue Jays.
Well, you were smart to switch from the Leafs to the Jays. You're probably getting more wins this way. You've been following this team pretty closely. What was your reaction when they made it to the World Series?
I honestly couldn't believe it. I didn't know whether to laugh or to cry, and I did actually post a video on my social media of me reacting to them making the World Series, and it kind of blew up quite a lot, and it's had a lot of views. I just think it's great that someone in Scotland is cheering on the Jays, but I just couldn't believe it. It was just insane. What a surreal time to be a Jays fan, and I'm just so grateful to be part of such an amazing
time. Well, we are
time.
happy to have you. Happy to have you on the bandwagon. The Jays have had a lot of fun moments leading up to now. Do you have a favorite player and a favorite moment of this playoff so far?
I mean, Kevin Gausman is definitely one of my favorite players. I absolutely love him. He's been pivotal in the Jays' success so far, of course. And my favorite moment has to be the value home run off of Ohtani. It completely shifted the energy in that game. I think it was really important for them tying the series. So fun to watch, unbelievable. There's a lot of goodness far, but that one is absolutely a standout.
I have to agree with you there. That was a beautiful moment. Tell us about what the baseball community is like out there in Scotland. How do you think they're watching Game 6? Are you just the only one out there paying attention? Is there a community with you?
No, there's definitely a good baseball over here in the UK. There are a lot of Jays fans over here too. I've met some amazing Jays fans on my side of the pond. It's definitely a small community, but it is very passionate. There are watch parties on country for the game tonight, and people really do love baseball over here. I think it's really becoming more and more popular over here, and people are definitely catching on to just how great it is. And there are some fans there, and to be one of them.
Victoria Stewart is a Scottish Blue Jays super fan. She's given up the cricket and taken to baseball with our Jays, and we are happy to have her on the bandwagon. Thank you so much, Victoria. I know you'll be watching out there in Scotland.
Of course, thank you so much.
About a half an hour left until first pitch, and we've still got plenty ahead on tonight's game. Our reporters are standing by with more analysis. We'll hear from them live right here outside the Rogers Center. But first, here's some fans, how they're feeling ahead of the game.
I have my game jersey on. I've worn it every single game day without washing it. It's currently not public transit appropriate. It kind of reeks a little bit.
I'm feeling very, very optimistic that the Jays are going to bring it back to Canada, and that's the long and short of it. It's coming back home.
I think that the Jays will come out winning tonight. Now, having said that, I shouldn't predict anything because anybody I cheer for tends to lose.
So we'll pretend we didn't say that.
Exactly.
A look at the Blue Jays' final warm-up just ahead of tonight's crucial Game 6 against the Dodgers. The team returning from LA with a 3-2 lead in the World Series, and they are on the brink of clinching their third Major League Championship. Blue Jays batters will be in tough against the Dodgers ace and Game 2 winner, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but the Dodgers will also be facing one of the Jays' top arms in Kevin Gausman. He's taking the mound tonight. And Cito Gaston, the legendary Blue Jays manager, was there to guide the team to both their World Series wins in '92 and '93. Gaston spoke to David Common, host of CBC's Radio's Metro Morning. Take a listen to what he had to say about the players now.
This team is different from all the other teams that they played against in the playoffs, the Yankees and also the Mariners, because they get base hits, they get doubles, they get triples, and the other teams seem the only way they win is to hit home runs. And then the Jays, if they get a couple of hits, then somebody steps up and hit a home run. But they can beat you with just singles and doubles and triples. They don't have to rely on the home runs, but they have hit a lot in this series.
Oh, we love Cito. The Jays will try to win the World Series tonight. 32 years after Cito Gaston led that legendary team, once again, it's a sold-out crowd, and millions of fans will be watching across the country tonight. The CBC's Jamie Strachan is outside Rogers Center, and he joins us live now. So, Jamie, let's talk about the buzz here tonight. Positively electric, and you've been here all day.
It is electric. We throw that word around, it's electric, but this is unbelievable, Dwight. You and I have been covering news in this city for a long time, and this feels like one of those nights that may stand out in the bigger history of this city. A night the Jays could win the World Series. Friday night, 8 o'clock start, Halloween night, all of these things coming together to create a tremendous energy, a tremendous sense of hopefulness at what might transpire in a little less than half an hour time. As you mentioned, I've been out here all day. People have been lined up since about noon. The gates didn't open until about 5:15 Eastern, hoping to get in, talking to people from, of course, here in Toronto, but all across the country. A chance to be a part of something special. Of course, Dwight, as we know, the Jays won the World Series in '92 and '93, but it was only that '93 win that happened here at home. Fans hoping that they can see that again tonight. Game 6 set for a little after 8 o'clock start.
Jamie, I heard you a little earlier on News Network talking about the pitching matchup tonight and how important it is for this game. What are you going to be looking for in this matchup?
First and foremost, can the Blue Jays get to Yamamoto? He has been lights out through the latter end of the regular season and through the postseason. He's been almost unhittable. He shut the Jays down in Game 2. It's a rematch of that Game 2 pitching matchup. Kevin Gausman, no slouch himself. He's been the Jays' ace all season, taking the ball every 5th day. He could have gone anywhere in free agency, Dwight. He came to the Jays when they were down and out. He thought this was a place that could win, that could get to the World Series. He has a chance to make that come true tonight. Arguably the most important start of his life. Another question going into this game, Dwight, beyond the mound, would George Springer play? Would the guy who's been the team's MVP this year be back in the lineup after tweaking his back earlier in this series? The answer, yes. Springer in the lineup. He'll be DHing tonight. Here's what manager John Schneider said about that earlier this afternoon.
He was pretty close in Game 5. I think having the extra day and a half helped. I think kind of just the feedback we got from him in the last couple of days helped, and watching him swing. So maybe a different story if, this season has the potential to just be 2 games. If it had the potential to be another 2 weeks, maybe a little bit different. But he's ready to go.
It's really hard to believe that Springer's back in the lineup. When you saw him leave the game mid-at-bat in Game 4, he didn't look like a guy who was going to be coming back and playing in this series, but back in the lineup. It's the World Series. If you can go, you go. Also, another player to watch out for tonight, Dwight, Bo Bichette. He's been battling injuries throughout the whole end of the regular season. He missed the first 2 playoff rounds. I can tell you, in LA, being up close and watching him, he's not moving well. If it was a regular season game, he wouldn't be in the lineup either. But this is the World Series. It's Game 6. You have a chance to win at home. If you can play, if you can move, you are getting out there on the field. You are in the lineup, because who knows when you're going to get back here again. And that's, really what you've heard from a lot of fans here. They want to be part of something historical tonight. In sports, as Leaf fans well know, you don't know when you're going to be back again. For this franchise, it's been more than 30 years. Here they are with 2 cracks at home to win the World Series against a team that was favored by a wide margin coming in. It should be remembered, Dwight, in looking at this Blue Jay team, This was a team that nobody thought anything positive was going to happen from this season. Vegas had them pegged for about 73 or 74 wins. Baseball prognosticators, experts, previews had them in the bottom of the AL East. Time and time again, they've proved people wrong. You know, you hear about resiliency. Usually the media says, oh, this team's so resilient, and the players kind of, you know, roll their eyes and say, okay, if that's the narrative that you want to go with, we'll go with it. But this team has lived that resiliency throughout the season, coming back on numerous occasions when people thought they were down and out, no more so than in this series. You know, losing an 18-inning game, how do you come back from that? Well, the Jays came back and absolutely rolled over the Dodgers in two games where there was very little for the LA crowd to cheer about, giving them an opportunity to come back here and win it in front of their home fans. Halloween night, Friday night in Toronto. Dwight, it does not get any better than this.
It does not, sir, and you are right. The folks outside here at Rogers Center with us tonight, they want to make history tonight. We want it all, and we want it all tonight. The CBC's Jamie Strachan live outside Rogers Center. Thank you, Jamie. A live look at the Rogers Center right now. Fans are filing in for what could be a historic night. Jamie Strachan just said it. We could make history tonight. After the break, we'll speak to Tyler Zickel. He's the voice of the Vancouver Canadians broadcast, and he knows our Jays well. He joins us live next. With your Blue Jays now ahead 3-2 and on the brink of winning the championship, the Dodgers will have Yoshinobu Yamamoto back on the mound. In Game 2 last Saturday, the Jays had no answer for the Los Angeles ace.
The 1-2. And he got him. Strikeout number 6 for Yamamoto. Swung on and missed. 2 down.
Yamamoto sailed through the Blue Jays lineup, allowing just 1 run, no walks, and striking out 8. He threw all 9 innings, his second straight complete game in the postseason. The Jays hope to have better luck against Yamamoto tonight. Welcome back. We're outside Rogers Center, and perhaps no one is as ready for Game 6 as Blue Jays manager John Schneider. He spoke to the media earlier today. This is what he had to say about how the team is handling this massive moment.
I mean, this is why, like, you sign up to do this, right? As a player, manager, you know, so you have to enjoy it, but there always comes a time, a game, or, you know, a Game 6 or a game, whatever. It's you got to take a step back and appreciate it, you know. But I think the more normal you can make it, the easier it is to go play. But I have found that kind of operating in real time, even if it was Game 3, 18 innings, you don't really think about the magnitude of anything historical or, you know, things like that in the moment. You're just trying to do what you do. But I'm trying to take it in as well.
Let's bring in Tyler Zickel. He knows the pitching star Trey Yesavage from his minor league days. He's in Vancouver, the voice of the Vancouver Canadians, and he joins us now actually from Portland. Tyler, welcome to the program. Give us your take on tonight's game. What do these Jays need to do to pull off a win? Can you hear us, Tyler? I don't know if we're having some connection problems with Tyler right now. It doesn't appear as if he can hear me. Tyler, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, yes, he can. How are you, Tyler? You can hear me now? Was that a yes? All right, you know what? We want to talk to Tyler because he knows young Mr. Yesavage. So we're going to take a short break here on CBC News Network and continue with our show before the big game tonight here outside Rogers Center. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We have against some tough pitching, but it'll be good for them to be back at home and win it there.
I have a toddler at home, and so we're excited to go trick-or-treating with her, but I think we'll just be watching on our phones while we're out hitting the candy.
Have two people in the home and let one take care of the treaters, the other watch the game.
I've seen both World Series. I'm really impressed. I have to be honest, I was a little worried about the Dodgers. I've got two kids, 7 and 10, and it does remind me of when I was about that age.
Started to follow the team when I arrived here in Canada around 6 years. Around 6 years, yeah. I buy my head and I don't take it off.
Go Blue Jays, go!
We have some special guests with us now, and they've come a long way to be here with us. At least two of them have. So you see, Grandma is a lifelong Jays fan. She loves her Jays, and she lost little Parker here to the U.S. He lives in Baltimore with Mom and the family. But Parker, you, sir, are not a Baltimore baseball fan. You are a Toronto Blue Jays fan, correct?
Yes.
And your sign says, I came from Baltimore to see the Jays. And what do you want the Jays to do tonight? What did you come to see specifically?
For them to win.
Thank you very much. Grandma, tell us about this, how you have your family here all the way from the U.S., and you're not even going trick-or-treating tonight. You're giving it up for baseball.
I know, it was a hard call for them, but they all the way Jays, no. And I had to run around and buy them shirts because they'd grown out of their Blue Jays shirts.
They're good.
And I'm so excited that they're here and we could be
together
here tonight.
And I understand that some folks are going to the game, somebody's being altruistic and giving something up. What's happening here? Well, how's it working? Who's going to be inside and who's going to be outside with
Mom? Mom gave me her ticket.
You're a good daughter. I hope my daughters are watching at home and get some ideas. Talk about this experience for young Parker here. You might have been around the last time the Jays won, and now your son is getting this opportunity.
Absolutely. It's been a while. We are really hoping for a win tonight. This is just an opportunity we could not pass up. So jumped on a plane, got in a car, and made it here for the Game 6.
How excited are you to actually get a chance now, young man? Let me hold that for you, Mom.
Thanks.
How excited are you to actually maybe get a chance to see not only a World Series game, but maybe a World Series championship win for Grandma's favorite team?
I'm really excited because I've never been to any World Series, and I barely go to baseball games.
And now you're in Toronto at this big stadium with the dome. How exciting is this?
Very exciting.
So, Grandma, any predictions for the game tonight? What do you think's going to happen?
They're going to bring it home tonight for sure.
Mom, we want it all, and we want it all tonight?
Absolutely, no question.
Young Parker, any predictions on maybe the score of the game tonight?
I think it's going to be tied early on, and then we're going to, pull ahead.
What was the last? Say that again?
I think it's going to be tied early on, and then we're going to pull ahead.
Towards the end. So what do you think, 8-6, Jay, something like that? High scoring, low scoring?
High scoring, 12 to 8.
I'm going to hold you to that. Thank you so much for making time to come all the way to Toronto, give up your trick-or-treating just to support our Jays. Do you have a favorite Jays player, Vladdy, Bichette?
Well, Bichette.
Thank you, sir. Good luck tonight when you're in there, and enjoy some time with Grandma, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Parker. Valerie, Mira, and Parker, these two all the way from Baltimore just to watch the game, and Mom giving up her ticket so Mom can watch the game. Congratulations. All right, let's bring back in Mr. Tyler Zickel, see if he can hear us now. He knows pitching star Trey Yesavage from his minor league days. He is the voice of the Vancouver Canadians, and he's joining us from Portland. Welcome to the program. Give us your take on tonight's game. What do the Jays need to do to pull off a win here, Mr. Zickel?
Fantastic to be with you. What an exciting time for baseball in Canada and for Blue Jays fans all over the world. What they need to do tonight are the same things that they needed to do to win those games down in Los Angeles. I got a chance to witness all three in person, and it was fantastic in those second and third game, I should say, where they were able to get contributions from up and down the lineup. Yes, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is a terrific pitcher who handled them quite well in Game 2 in the Rogers Center, but familiarity might breed a little bit of contempt, and we're hoping familiarity can breed a lot of runs early on. And Kevin Gausman, as much as he's faced the Dodgers and their hitters are familiar with him, it's going to be a terrific night for him to really put on for the city and put on for the country. And you may have seen that photo posted around the internet of him staring at those 2 World Series trophies at the Rogers Center down in the bowels of the ballpark. If he's the guy to lead the Jays to their 3rd World Series trophy, that would be poetic.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got the technical difficulties worked out, because it's nice to hear from you, Tyler. You were in LA for the last few games against the Dodgers. What stood out to you about our Jays in those games?
Well, there was a relentlessness about the team, and even when the Dodgers would have a rare big moment, what's so important in baseball and what this specific Blue Jays team has done so well all season long, they have punched right back. They might take a little jab to the chest or the side of the head, but then they come back with a jab of their own, or in certain games, a big-time uppercut and the knockout blow. So an opportunity for the Jays to have a big inning and then ride the momentum of the crowd. All of those things coming together is going to equal a World Series championship.
You got to witness a great pitching performance from Trey Yesavage. You saw him come up with the Canadians. What was going through your mind watching this young phenom pitch?
Well, we'd heard about Yesavage when he was drafted 20th overall last year. And of course, you hear about guys, and sometimes prospects get super hyped up, and then they don't necessarily match those hype or expectations that people put on them. And once Trey arrived with us at the end of the month of May, after starring for Single A Dunedin down in the Florida State League, it was clear from the moment he took the mound down in Eugene, Oregon, taking on the Giants affiliate, this was a man amongst boys. Of course, they're all men in professional baseball, but Trey, an even manlier man, if we're going to stick to that metaphor. And while he didn't necessarily have the over-the-top success right away with the Canadians, he certainly figured it out immediately. And in his lone start at the Nat in Vancouver on May 31st, he waited out a 1-hour rain delay, which is not easy for a starting pitcher to do when they are so prepared with their routine. And he was able to toss 5 scoreless and hitless innings against the Diamondbacks affiliate. And from there, he would only make one more start with us, a total of 4, then AA, then AAA, and now the big leagues. And while I'm not surprised that Trey Yesavage has been able to get big league hitters out in his first season as a professional, if anybody told you that they knew Trey was going to be starring in the postseason like this, I'd call them a liar, because this is a one-of-one type experience. We may never see a player like this ever again, so we got to soak it up and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. And what's really good about him, Tyler, is not only his stuff, because he has great stuff, but talk about his poise and just the way he carries himself on the mound and throughout the game.
For me, that's actually more impressive than his physical abilities. It's his ability to hone his mental edge and keep it sharp no matter what's going on around him. I think what he's done in this postseason is indicative of that. He's been able to quiet the external noise. Of course, the brightest lights have been shining on him in this World Series, and he has risen to the occasion. He struck out Shohei Ohtani and made him have his helmet fall off and just continued as if he was striking out minor league hitters. So a guy who doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, and to top it all off, our guys in Vancouver, after Trey was promoted, they were singing his praises to how terrific of a teammate he is. And when guys are that talented, it's not often that they're very humble, but it's not only is Trey an elite talent, he's an elite person.
I feel like Yamamoto looks like Trey with experience. Gosman also a great pitcher. Talk about tonight's pitching matchup.
Yeah, there's no doubt Yoshinobu Yamamoto certainly has all of the ingredients to put together a terrific pitching matchup once again. However, what was the problem for the Jays last time was that Yamamoto was locating his off-speed pitches early in counts, and therefore he was able to get an advantage by being ahead of these Blue Jays hitters. And when the Jays are doing so well on offense, it's when they're attacking early in the count, working deep counts as well, and then taking advantage of mistake pitches when those Dodgers pitchers and other pitchers across Major League Baseball don't want to walk them. So if the Jays can get on Yamamoto early in the count, if Yoshinobu comes out without his finest command, that is only going to help the Jays offense tonight. And I'm curious to see how the bottom of the lineup continues to perform. That has been really the magic ingredient for the Jays offense. They're getting contributions from batters 6, 7, 8, and 9. And good news, George Springer back in the starting lineup, leading things off, 2 games off in LA after he had that side issue, and certainly looking forward to Springer continuing to do the things he's done this postseason for Toronto and throughout his postseason career.
Tyler, you know your stuff so well. I can't let you go without a prediction for Game 6.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been telling people in interviews and just in private and in public, I had Blue Jays in 6 in this series. And so if they want to win tonight, I think opposite of what those kids were saying, I think we're going to get a well-pitched, well-defended game, things we didn't necessarily see from both sides down at Dodger Stadium, though certainly the Jays played much better than the Dodgers. I've got Jays 4, Dodgers 2 to bring home the first World Series championship for Canada since 1993.
And we hope he is right. Tyler Zickel is the voice of the Vancouver Canadians, and we really appreciate you joining us tonight, Tyler. Thank you for this.
My pleasure. We want it all. Let's go, Blue Jays.
Let's go. So last week, right before Game 1, we heard from a fan in Japan who said rooting for the Jays in Shohei Ohtani's home country made her feel like an outsider. Well, Isa Zisson is with us again all the way from Tokyo. So Isa, now that the Jays are on the verge of winning it all, are you feeling any different this week?
Well, thank you for having me back again. And you know what? I still feel like an outsider, but to a lesser extent, because since the last time we spoke, things got real quiet here in Japan, let me tell you that. And I think there was a noticeable shift actually after Game 4, and that was the game I believe Ohtani pitched and the Blue Jays won. And I remember turning on the news that evening, and everyone was saying how legitimate the Blue Jays team is and how tough our lineup was. And it just made me smile because I've never heard the Japanese media talk about the Blue Jays in such a positive way. So it's been a pleasure for sure getting to wear my Blue Jays uniform around town this week for sure.
Oh, I love that. So the Dodgers starting pitcher tonight also hails from Japan. I don't know what's in the water over there creating all these great baseball players. Real challenge for our Jays here. How do fans there view Yamamoto?
So Yamamoto is very popular here in Japan. Obviously not as much as Ohtani, but he's definitely up there, especially because he had that back-to-back complete games in the postseason recently. And I think that's unheard of. So yeah, he's definitely popular. And everyone here is at least saying that he may be the only person that can save the Dodgers from losing the series at this point. And timing-wise, it works perfectly because it's Saturday morning here in Tokyo. So I know a lot of Japanese fans are going to be watching tonight's game, and we're just so excited to watch the game.
There's room. We know they'll be up and watching this game for sure. You know, Ohtani almost became a Blue Jay, but now a lot of people in Toronto, they're chanting in the stands, "We don't need him." What do you make of that? Because I know he's one of your favorite players in baseball.
I think it's so funny. I actually remember telling my friend in Toronto how I would literally move back to the city if they did sign Ohtani. And obviously that didn't happen and I was disappointed. But in terms of the "we don't need you" comment, I think there's some truth in that statement because they did win 3 games against the team that Ohtani plays for. And so I think it's a valid statement. And plus, I think we also have our own Ohtani on our team, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. So in the end, everything worked out.
So if the Jays do win the title, right, how do you plan to celebrate there in Japan? I know you're going to be walking around with all that gear. How do you plan to celebrate?
Yes, well, I would love to celebrate with my mom, who, by the way, is a huge Blue Jays fan, and she also lives in Japan. And it was funny because when the Blue Jays won against the Mariners in the ALCS, she basically showed up at my front door unannounced with a cake that said, "Congratulations, Blue Jays," written in Japanese. And I thought that was really funny. And so we rewatched Game 7 of the ALCS while eating the cake. So I would assume my mom will come back to my house, perhaps with an even bigger cake this time. And so I would love to celebrate with her and with the rest of my family.
Are you getting a chance to watch the game with like other Jays fans over there? They're Dodgers fans. Like, will there be a party for you to watch the game tonight? You're going to be watching it by yourself?
Yeah, I'll be watching by myself. And my mom's actually coming soon. And also my husband, who is American. So I think he wanted to cheer for the Dodgers, but he's definitely Team Blue Jays all the way now.
Any chance I can get maybe a prediction out of you about tonight's game? What do you think that your Toronto Blue Jays, what do you think they're going to do? Because, you know, we've got this great Japanese pitcher, but Gausman is also a great arm. Who do you think is going to win? I know who you want to win, right? But who do you think is going to win with Yamamoto on the mound? And give me a score if you have one.
Okay, well, I love Yamamoto too because, I mean, he's Japanese. Everyone's cheering for Yamamoto here, but I gotta say, let's say, 6-2 Blue Jays. Blue Jays will win it tonight.
You're saying 6-2, and do you think
Yeah.
Yamamoto may do another 9-inning game? Do you think he's going to finish the game, or are Jays going to finally
Nah.
get to him?
We're
Nah.
finally gonna get to him.
Did you say no?
No.
You don't think so? I said, oh my goodness. All right. Hopefully we won't be talking to you again because this is over. We want it all tonight. We want to win
We want
tonight,
it
and
all.
I hope that you're enjoying your Jays tonight. We want it all. Thank you for joining us, Isa. Isa Zissad is a Blue Jays fan in Tokyo. All right. Thanks for watching our special coverage from the Rogers Center. I'm Dwight Drummond. We're going to throw things over to Dan Burrett in Vancouver for more continuing coverage of Game 6 of the World Series.